All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening from wherever you're watching from. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Just to check that before we proceed. Good evening. Can you hear me? Can you just comment with your name and where you're watching from? Amazing. 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 All right. I think this is a good time to invite your friends, invite everyone you know to be a part of this broadcast. Tonight's conversation is going to challenge you, it's going to inspire you, and to inspire you in ways that you didn't imagine or that you were not even anticipating for it to inspire you. So do well to invite your friends to join us in this conversation as we dive deep into it. Living your life by design. Living your life by design. Living your life by design. That's an amazing conversation. And this is going to be a series. We're going to look at so many things, dig around this conversation. So today I'm just going to at least maybe achieve one thing out of the depth of what the conversation holds for us. All right. So that we don't um, parabolate or go around, the conversation. There are two ways you will eventually live your life, or people do live their lives. You either live by design or you live by default. You either live your life by design or by default. And I'm going to explain what that means. You live your life by design because um, before you were created, there was an idea in the mind of the creator. And I believe you are not here this evening believing that you are a product of Big Bang. Of course, you must believe that there must be an intelligence behind your existence. So you are not a product of Big Bang. All right. So it means that if there was a creator behind your existence, then there must be an intention. There must be a reason. Everything that exists for a reason. It exists for a reason. Phones are made for a reason. Laptops for a reason. Different everything you see exists for a reason. So if whatever is made, right? If whatever is made is going to live by design, then it means that it has to live for the purpose for which it was created. That's living by design. Living for the exact purpose for which it was created. Why there are several, you can have primary reasons and you have secondary reasons. All right. And it will be very dangerous that you are only doing the secondary reasons and not, living primarily. It means that on a list, if you have a list of things that you want to probably use a gadget for, you will find out that on the list there will be one or two that tops the list. So in a simple term, living by design is living according to the purpose is. Now let me paint a scenario. Imagine you have a land. You have a land and you intend to probably plant cashew or mango tree on the land. But for some reasons, you just let the land be. What will happen over time is that grass will begin to grow on the land. There will be activity, a lot of activities going on the land. Grass will grow, and that's why we call it unwanted. You say grass, weeds, they are called unwanted plants. So it means that these particular guys don't even need your inputs. They don't need your permission, right? Now look at it. It's first that the land does not need your permission to engage in activities, to allow things happen on the land. So that is living by default, like without any input, without any efforts. Things are happening, activities are going on that land. And the reason is because the land was made fertile. The land itself was designed in a way that whatsoever enters it, or anything that has life enters it's with certain activities, those things will die. Crops now will die and begin to yield more crops. So it is natural with the land to do that. So it means that with or without effort, with or without input, land will engage in certain activities. So if you have such a land and you are not intentionally cultivating it, what happens is that the land will not be useless. It will be useful. Just that the one who is supposed to engage it is not engaging it, and something else now is engaging it. So when that kind of a thing happens, that is living by default. So let's bring it to the fact that you have to wake up every day and live life as it comes, weighed the decisions. You just jump on trends, jump on what is um, going on. You want to vibe with everything that is happening. Oh, you feel like a lot of people are doing this now. I just want to join them and do it. This is what is running now. I want to just do it. Probably you even have good intentions, but because you are not putting the commensurate effort, you still find out that at the end of the day, you're just like everybody else who do not have right intentions. So that is living by default. And believe you me, a lot of people are living by default today. A lot of people. And I think I should also note that don't use don't I don't want you to miss what I just explained. Because one thing that makes both living similar, or the similarity between both of them, is that there's always activity, whether by design or by default. Activity is always going on. So you don't mistake the presence of activity in your life for um, living by design. Do not think that because you are active, things are going on, things are working. So it means that people can be engaged in activities and they are still not living by design. That's what I'm saying. Because when your life is subject to default, activities are going on too. Things are happening. When your life is subject to living by design, activities are going on. But it's very easy for you to think that because there is movement, because motion is not the same as progress. You can be in motion and you're not making progress. Yes. You can be eating, you can be shooting the arrows, eating a sport, and you are not making impact. So although what the 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 common ground between these two type of living that I've explained is activity, does not mean that if you look at your life now and there are a lot of activities going on, does not mean that you're living by design. So yes. And I call this the illusion of the illusion of contribution. I'm going to let me explain what that means. So I discovered that because everything was made to contribute, everyone was made to contribute. Life as it is by contributing. If the eyes are separated from every part of the body, it becomes useless. If the mouth is separated from the remaining part of the body, it becomes useless. If the hand is separated, it becomes useless. Look at that. So it is a body because different parts of the body are coming together to contribute. I go and check everything you see in the world today. Your existence, the existence of everything is valued by their contribution. All right? And that's how everything has been designed. So because of that, it is very easy for you to think that because you are making contribution, you are living life the way you should live it. Yes. That because you are contributing, you are expending energy, you are doing things. I mean, you are busy about life, about your life. You are doing all manner of things, and when we look at you, there's no day in your life that your hands, are not tied. Your hands are dirty every time. So one of my major assignments this evening is not even to prescribe what you do. It's to bring you to a point where you do a self-diagnosis of where you are currently and tracing it back to your design and to what you should be doing and where you should be. I mean, take a moment to reflect, to think, and ask yourself what I just said now. That because life has been designed that way to contribute, that there is no meaning without contribution. There's no existence without contribution. Life has been designed to contribute. You see, let me give a good example. Even phone, as powerful as phone is, you see, okay, with improvements, there are phones that might not use SIM again, but before you see that even with all of the sophistication in a phone, you still have to probably get a SIM card, insert it, the SIM connect, data and all of that. Do you see what I'm saying? Contribution, that is life. That is life. There is nothing that exists on its own. You have to be giving and receiving. You can mistake the fact that you are giving and you are receiving to mean that you are truly living, to mean that you are living by the design that was in the heart of the one who created you. And if you are here, you believe you are existed by Big Bang, whatever. But so that's the first thing I want you to think about. So you hold on a minute and ask yourself if it's true. That is why you see that there's a space in your heart, there is a void in your heart. That if you observe yourself for some time, let's say a month, some months, and you're not doing anything meaningful, you are feeling like your world is crashing. You're feeling like nothing is really happening. I know we've heard many motivation, talks since saying it's not about this, but there's that void, and we always want to just get something done. So it's not a crime if you feel that way. You're not failing. I mean, that even shows that you are human. There are people who are living today who are just okay with waking up and sleeping and eating, waking up and sleeping and eating and catching fun. But for the fact that you want your life to be about something, it means that there's still a part of it that is connected with your source. There's a part of it that's connected with your source because you want to work. So, but what is the illusion of contribution? It is that phenomenon that wants to make you equate being busy, contributing, want to equate it with living your best life. Now let me explain what I mean in this way. I was reading this story. Is it a story now? In John 15, where Jesus was talking about the vine, the husbandman, and the branch. And this, what I'm talking about now, made more sense. It says, every branch in me that does not produce fruit, it takes away. Anyone that produces fruit, it will prune so it can make more fruit, bear more fruit. Then I ask myself, hold on a minute. So fruit becomes a yardstick for the fact that you are connected. Okay. Fruit becomes a yardstick for the fact that you are connected to the tree. So how about the wait a minute? That the original intention behind a tree, behind the existence of a tree, is that the tree will produce fruit. And I made my findings. I found out that there are certain branches in the tree that produces flower and fruit. So that was the primary essence of the branch on a tree. So what now happens to other ones that probably you cut off, or that something just happened to them? You will find out that if you cut off a branch of a tree and you will use it as a cane, you will use that same branch as a walking stick. In fact, today people cut down trees, they use a tree to make several other things. So it shows us that you can be very useful, but you are not fruitful. You can be busy, but you are not fruitful. You can be doing a lot of things. You look at your schedule, there's no free time. But yet you are not doing a lot. A lot from the lens of purpose. There is a lot from the lens of quantity. There is a lot from the lens of purpose. If all you define a lot, or the only way you define a lot is through the lens of quantity, you are going to do so many things. You may likely even be successful, but you a lot from the lens of quality or quantity. There's also a lot from the lens of purpose. That ask yourself, am I just busy, or I am busy and productive? I'm busy, and I'm living by design. Is my energy towards the highest call of my life? The way I live, the way I do the things I do, is it towards the highest call of my life? So that is the first diagnosis I wanted to do this evening. So take a moment, think about it. Are you living? Is your contribution towards the highest call of your life? Take an inventory of your daily input from morning till evening, every day for a month. Just do it. Write those things out. If you look at all of this now, is this towards the highest calling of my life, or I'm just living as each day comes? And look at it. If you don't understand, if you are not able to go back to investigate how you are supposed to live according to your design, you are not going to be useless. That's what I'm saying. You are not going to be useless, because a branch branch that is cut away from the tree is not useless. It is useful for something else, just that is not in line, in tandem with what it was designed for it to do. So this makes me now look at it that nobody is actually useless. It is just the direction in which you are useful. Look at thugs. Look at those guys that have become tools in the hands of politicians. They are not useless. They are useful, just that they are useful for a purpose. They are not useless. So what I'm leading you to do is to look at being useful in this lens now. Oh, maybe for you have been useful, but ask yourself, have I been doing it in the direction of my original design? What have I been doing? What have I been building? What is that thing that has consumed my time, my life? And sometimes it is towards making ends meet, surviving, making a lot of money, and just doing well in life. Why those things will come and you'll be successful at them? Ask yourself, am I living according to design? Am I living according to design? So I'm not against making money or all of that. I'm just saying that because there is that in the heart of every soul, there will always be a need to always go back to check and ask yourself. Because you see, if you deviate a bit, you are supposed to go like this, and just a little deviation from your starting point, you'll find out that by the time you are far gone into your journey, you would have made a lot of deviation far from where you are coming from. That is why, I don't want to jump ahead of my conversation, but that is why you see that every decisions you make, you have to vet. Your choices, the choices you make, you have to vet. And there are instances where you make choices because of the level of exposure you have. Because the moment you deviate a bit and you proceed on that journey, you continue on that journey, the chance that you will not be able to trace your step back to where you started from to right your wrongs is very high. And the moment you now begin to get gratifications in the path you are taking, you will see that you'll not even be able to to bring yourself back to the point where you begin to truly live. So what I'm leading you to do will help you do a proper diagnosis, then come to begin to question your decisions, question your actions, ask critical questions. That in the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years of my life, will I look back and be truly happy? Will I look back and be genuinely happy for my decisions? Will I look back and be excited for the series of choices that I've made? And if you cannot take a pause and take this moment to think critically now, because you keep trying to do many things to cover up for the choices you have made. And I've told you now that you are busy does not mean that you are fruitful, that you are useful. That you are useful does not mean that you are fruitful. So I would like to give you a task, and that task will be that you write down things that maybe you should start with saying, write out what you know that if you are doing this by now, it will give you a sense of purpose, a sense of mission, a sense of fulfillment. Write those things down. Maybe one or two or three. The list can be endless. Then rule, just have a line, a rule, a line behind it, beside it rather. Then write out things that are consuming your time, things you are doing, that in itself, it's making you look useful, making you look like you are contributing, but you know that you are not, this is not your highest purpose. It's not your highest calling. They begin to reconcile them together. Begin to reconcile them together. Now, I would have said, now begin to change what you are doing, because it's difficult, it's serious than that. It's very serious. Because for some reasons, I know that there must be a reason why I am glued to doing what I'm doing that does not really serve me or serve my purpose. There must be a reason. Something must be holding me. Because we are people with ambition, we want to have something that is tied to our purpose. That you can't be doing what you are doing without a reason. So, but you must now look at what is the reason behind this. Then look at the other one. What will be the reward of this living by design? Then you now begin to check which one is weightier. Which one is weightier? If I continue in this line for the next 10 years, what will be my output? Where will I find myself? If I change and come to this point, what will I find myself? And you see, I think everybody will actually have regrets in life. A lot of people, everybody. Because you always get to a point in your life where you look back and you see that there were decisions you should have made, but you didn't make. There were steps you should have taken, but you didn't take. Maybe due to lack of courage or anything. Usually, it's always lack of courage. I was talking to a guy recently. I was reliving one of my experiences, that there was something I was supposed to do at the time, and it was a course. So I started because I didn't have the resources to pull it. I just left it. I said, no, let me leave this. I don't have resources. So I gave myself time that I'm going to come back and do it. By the time was due, I still couldn't pull it together. I was like, wait a minute. So I just went ahead and did it regardless. So I was now taking account of the things I've done. I was like, wait, what changed? Because I waited a bit. I postponed it. I said, let me wait till I have what I need to get it done. I found out that the time came, I still didn't have it, but now I did it. Then it occurred to me that what I lacked was not resources, what I lacked was courage. There are decisions you are supposed to make now that you will not be able to make, not because you don't have resources to make them, but because you do not have the willpower, the courage to make those decisions. And it will not look like the reason behind what you are doing that makes you live by default is stronger than the reward you will get if you live by design. That's how, if we ask you why you here and you know you should be here, but you are doing this, say, the reason is this, another. It will be a stronger reason, especially because it will offer you immediate gratification. It will be stronger than the reward that will come if you live by design. Especially because that one too will not give you immediate gratification. To only promise you a future. But you must always look at it. That do you want to live your life in regret? Thinking about the things you have done or that you could have done, but you couldn't. You didn't. You didn't push forward. So I think the first thing after you have diagnosed where you are is to look at what is the reason behind what I am doing. What is the reason? What is the reason? Is it just to live in a moment, to get immediate gratification? Is it because I lack the courage? What is the reason? So you have to be able to, your diagnosis should not only expose the problem, but it should bring you to a point where you know what is missing, what is motivating, what is pushing you on this path that you are. It is until you have done that you can now begin to even apply anything. Talk about being intentional, living intentionally. You cannot live intentionally if you don't even understand what it means to live by design. Because you will think you are living intentionally towards your goal, but you're not doing anything. So we can't preach intentional living if we have not first brought you to this point where you now begin to see that, do I even know what it means to live by design in the first place? Do I know what it is? Do I know what it means to live by design, by according to purpose? So, and that becomes the next thing I want to look at. Doing a quick check into yourself. Ask yourself sincere questions, genuine questions. You want to connect with your source, with who you are on the inside. Who am I? Who are you? Who are you? What is your highest purpose? What are you called to do? What are you designed, configured to do? What is that one thing that if you expend all your energy into, it gives you maximum satisfaction? What is that thing? Can you connect with yourself? You know, there's a way you can be doing a lot of things and you still feel disconnected. I mean, at least I've mentioned it now that business is not a proof that you are living by design. Activity is not a proof. Activities can be going on in land, grass is growing there, different things are happening there, but that is not. I mean, it's not productive per se. Listen to me. To a person, to a nomad, someone who has a flock of sheep and all of that, that land growing with is because they will be able to use that to feed their sheep. But it's only cattle that will be able to eat that. Only cattle will be able to eat grass. Imagine all of the earth, all of the land that are used to grow grass and they're used for cattle. It means people will cease to exist. Are you see what I'm saying? So you are asking yourself that it's not just about the activities I'm engaged with. It's not about the being busy. It's about my contribution to my highest purpose. So for you to be able to differentiate between activity and contribution that leads to nowhere and activity and contribution that leads you to your highest purpose, you need to go back to ask, what is my original design? And the truth is, you can't really do that except you are connected and reconnected to God, who is your creator. You can't do that except you retrace your step. No, I'm not talking about making your life to Jesus or something here now. Talking about, because look at that. If you want to know what a machine, if you want to get to know what a machine is capable of doing, you may have to go back to the manual from the manufacturer and say, okay, this is how to operate it, this is what it can do. Oh, really? You know, I remember using my phone one time like that. I can't remember which phone. And it was when I was engaging it that I found out several functions. Oh, you mean my phone can do this? And it was always through trial and error. Imagine a phone came with a full plug manual. Yes, of this is how you operate it, this is what this phone is capable of doing, and I sit down with it. That's what I'm saying. So imagine you can always go back to connect with the brain behind your design. And you can look within you and say, okay, I think this is the direction I should be expending my energy. Imagine you can do that. Imagine you can do that. So that's the call I'm making this evening in this episode, in this conversation. That one, you should live by design, not by default, not by not subjecting your life to chance, to whatever happens, to whatever jumps on you, to whatever is trending, to whatever people, just look at, oh, this is it's like this direction people are going now. I remember growing up, everybody wanted to become a doctor. I wanted to become a doctor. I don't know why. I wanted to become a doctor. In fact, even people wanted to become be a doctor. And those days they would tell you that only smart people goes to science class, and those who are not that smart goes to art. And if I won't lie to you, I think recently I wished I studied arts or commercial or something. I just was wishing that. Because recently I started enjoying geopolitics, I started enjoying history and all of that. I was asking myself, what am I doing elsewhere? So what who told me to go there? You know. So we're told all of those things there. So maybe you whatever informed how you're living, trend, what is paying, what people are doing that is making sense now, right? And look at it. The moment something rewards people, people can suspend their brain and just want to go in that direction. Yes. Oh, you go online, you see. I believe I can speak. I can talk to us now. You go online, you see AI. Ah, ah, let me ask something for you. Anytime you see people come and say, I now this is making people are cashing out, they're making money from this something. So I've prepared a class for you. Come and join it. You are the money. That course is the product, is the money. I get what I'm saying. What they want to sell to you is not what is making you the money. That is, you just go and open it and start doing it, start learning the course, start quiz. You find that you go and open YouTube, you are doing faceless reel, and for a year, nothing is coming. But the guy who is selling the course is making his money because we are in information age. And apart from that, we are in a particular age where people want to just break out of lack of poverty. Have you not thought about it? That the best way to make money is to teach people how to make money. That's it. So you once you see once you can see it, 'cause I'm trying to break so you see you understand the logic behind all of these things. So once you can check maybe one video on Instagram, the algorithm already knows that okay, this guy is like he likes this kind of video. So the algorithm keeps suggesting those kind of videos. So you keep seeing videos around how I use AI to make this. So you see all of that. Something just say, maybe I should just try this one too. I've tried no shades. We have tried freelancing. You have tried maybe writing or anything. I was like, this, they work. Oh, I'm not sure this is what I'm not sure this is what I've been called to do, or this is what will make me money. They like everybody's now saying, giving that testimony is true. You don't jump on it. You find out that in a year, in the space of 1 year, you have jumped on 5 things because of the power of media, power of trend. But the one that will do automation today, do content creation tomorrow, do all of this. It's just a sign that you don't understand your design and you don't understand what it means to live by design. All you are doing is to expend energy to what can immediately give you results. And as long as you are not able to solve that problem, you will become prey in the hands of many people. You will do all manner of things. You will try all manner of things. I even saw one recently. The guy was saying, when he got to that point, he said, this is your final bus stop. I know you have tried many. I know you have tried many of these, but this is your final bus stop. Yeah, forget it. You know. So if you don't understand that, you live by default. You jump on everything you see, right? And you now think that the fact that you are doing a lot of things, you must be making progress, but you're not. So what am I saying? I'm saying that this helps you see that if what I described today now is just the story of your life, yeah, then you're the one I'm talking to. That you keep repeating that cycle of things. of leaving one thing to go to another, check maybe this will work, then go to the moment it's not working, you jump on something else. It's just because you are disconnected from with yourself. There's no connection with who you are on the inside. One of the proof that you are connected with who you are on your inside is that you can stay with that one thing for long, because it shows that you have seen and you are not seeing yourself outside of it. But if something else can convince you against it with time, then maybe you are not seeing well. But you're not seeing well. I know you can start start out life without getting the right thing. Maybe you started on the wrong path. You later now find something else. Yes. And you stay with it. But if you have the habit of jumping around, then you are disconnected with yourself, with who you are on the inside. You are disconnected. Disconnected. So I went back this way to buttress the point of connecting with your source, connecting with who you are on the inside. You must be able to trace it. Who am I on the inside? Behind closed doors, when the lights are off, who am I? Who am I? So if you are able to do that, then your journey now starts. Then we can now start talking about living intentionally. Because if imagine if I prescribe, these are the things you do to live intentionally every day, you will not be able to do it for a long time, because there's a broken rib. Something is missing somewhere. You have been detached from what should supply strength, supply a sense of purpose for you. So you see, I want to leave you with that. This is going to continue as a series, right? And I look forward to the depth of this conversation. But I just want to leave you with that thought, that reflection. Before you sleep tonight, just ask yourself, it is true that you can be useful and not fruitful. You can be useful and not productive. You can succeed in whatever it is you are doing, but you are disconnected from yourself, from your design. Then ask yourself, where are you in all of this? Where are you? Where am I? And whatever comes to your mind, begin to journal them down. Journal them. Write them down. Ask yourself that sincere question. Where are you? Are you useful and fruitful? Or you are useful and not fruitful? Useful and not productive? Useful in a wrong direction that is not consistent with your configuration. So ask yourself this question. Ask yourself this question. And I look forward to we have a channel on WhatsApp that you can join. And I would love to even have your feedback, even on the comments, in the comment section there. Put your feedbacks there, right? Because that is one of the ways that we can get to help ourselves. So after you have done this diagnosis, you have checked where you missed it, what you are getting wrong. Then you can now begin to say, okay, what's the next step to do? I think in the next episode of this conversation, I'm going to show us how to move from. So I will speak to different categories of people. Maybe you after taking this reflection, you now find out that no. I've been busy about other people's business, being useful in the hands of other people, but I've not really been expending energy in what gives me fulfillment, in what makes you live according to design. That's one category. And there's category of maybe you are always on and off. Today you know what you are doing, tomorrow you are totally off the radar. All right. Right? Then there's category of those who know it and they're working towards it, and they need to know what to do to keep the flow steady. So I'm going to speak to these different categories, in our next episode. I believe you've learned quite a lot, and you are going to apply that even in your decisions going forward. Thank you very much for joining today's podcast. I look forward to hearing from you, to hear your feedbacks, and to see you on the next episode of this conversation. Till we meet, thank you.